Action People's Party has won 22 chairmanship positions out of 23 in the Rivers State local government election. The Chief Election Officer of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, retired, made this known on Saturday in Port Harcourt, the state capital. While declaring the results, Enebeli said the announcement was suspended in a Che local government area because the results collation was ongoing. Enebeli clarified that the result of a Che local government area and the 319 councillorship positions will be announced upon conclusion of collation. The research chairman said the election held at 6,866 units of the state and that 18 political parties participated in the process. He commended political parties and Rivers people for their commitment to the election. He said, the process was smooth, safe, free, fair, credible, and transparent. The process was also successful. He said it was violence-free and the most treasured council polls conducted in the state, despite all odds. Victor, what do you have to say to this story? Did you vote yesterday, by the way?
Yes, I did.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So what was your experience?
Justice Enebeli said, it was the most credible, the most violence-free elections we've had in recent times.
Okay.
Or in, let's say, the nation at large. This was an election without the security operatives. There was no DSS, there was no police, there was no army. Rather, there was police, but the police, they came for a different thing.
What did they come for?
They carted away materials.
In your ward?
Even in my ward, they did it.
Do you have evidence to that?
I don't have evidence because it's not in my phone here, but at least I was there. I witnessed it firsthand. Did you see their names on their uniforms? No, I did not. You know, these guys were fierce looking. They came with police van. So what was the name written? Because if you cannot capture their names, the police van, you should be able to get the name of the squad or the number written on the police
van.
I think I'll get the video and I'll send to you.
You videoed it?
Yeah, someone did. So I'll get the video from the person and I'll send to you.
Someone in your unit? In my area. I'd love to see the video.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. So it was very credible. I give it up to the people of Rivers State for their resilience, for their courage to come out despite what followed or prior to the elections, what happened. So I am giving it up to them. It was very free. It was well coordinated without the police. I think we still have to check on that police thing. Probably they are the cause, they are the problems we're having when it comes to violence.
All right, we'll still get to that. We'll still get to that. You raised the salient point. We'll get to that in no time. But before we get there, Ifeanyi, what do you have to say to this story? Did you participate in the elections?
I didn't participate, but I monitored around my vicinity.
All right. Your vicinity, where exactly?
Yeah, my vicinity is around Sacred Heart, Maiwan.
What
at
local
the back
government?
Of in Faga.
Faga local government.
Yes,
all
Faga.
Right, go ahead.
So this is a day after the Rivers State much anticipated local government general elections, and I think I will call it local government elections.
Okay.
I will call it an event. It is not an election, in my own assertion. It is just an event that was slated to take place. Because an election that Justice Enebeli, with all due respect to his office, I came out to sugarcoat all the lines of words he used in justifying what happened yesterday. But I thank goodness that I'm still alive, and I was alive as at yesterday. I also glued to my radio. I glued to my television set after I returned to continue to get at what was going on and what is going on. What happened yesterday was a sham, was a charade, in the sense that from the onset, we saw an electoral process that was shrouded in secrecy. The electoral primary process that nobody heard about. The primaries of the political parties that produced those purported candidates. Nobody was called. No political parties were allowed to, have a transparent primary elections that the world leaders will vote for the people that will emerge. These are processes of election. Another process that was seriously lacking was the process of, through which the register was gotten from INEC. There was a dispute, counter allegation and allegations of how and through which way those Rivers State register was gotten. A process that was marred with court order and counter court orders. A process that clearly, jettisoned all the holy processes of going into an election. A process that selection became the order of the day. It was just a paradigm shift from a faction of a PDP to APP, and there was also a direct order from the governor's office that the sitting CTC chairman should defect and conduct election and have the election under the platform of APP. Again, it was also an election that an incumbent governor in the person of Senator Fubara, who is a sitting governor. I don't know whether he's a card-carrying member of PDP, but a governor who parades himself as a PDP member, clearly, tried to spark on the sensitivity of the Rivers people, saying that his party, the PDP, will be the greatest loser of the election. I don't know how that happens. In one breath, he's asking his followers to contest under APP. In another breath, he's saying that his party, the PDP, will be the greatest loser as they are not participating. And there was a news yesterday that the governor lost his polling booth. Why would the governor not lose his polling booth? Should that make a new news? Because PDP clearly said we are not participating in this charade. PDP should not be drawn into the political affairs of Rivers State local government election. Then again, the Enebele Justice who announced the results, Laurentia, there was no mention of, I listened to a full bulletin of news this morning, there was no mention of how these results and those declared seats were gotten. There was no numbers given. There was nobody, just that elections were done and just like written here. There was no, let us know. They said the Rivers people participated in the elections.
In the video is that the research chairman just mentioned the
how
people
many
that won. He did not mention in that video. I watched it as well.
Yes.
And probably we'll play it much later.
Okay.
But he didn't mention the number of accredited voters,
number of votes,
the number of votes
accumulated,
cast,
and those
number of votes were cast, number of void votes, what each party got.
And the name of the parties according to the sequential, according to the yes.
Right,
don't take words off from me because this is my time. This is my time. I was coming to that.
I needed to clarify because the way you placed it was confusing.
No, I was coming to clarify.
To break it down.
I was also coming to clarify.
You can go on.
Because now there was no sequential positions given those that came first in each local government, those that came second, and those that came third are thereabout. And even INEC, when they announcing results, we announce even parties that got 0 votes. That is how election results have been announced. So I want to put it on record before the world that there was no, in as much as the chairman of RISE could not specify how those election results trickled in, how each party fared, and what numbers the local government, those who won election and those who lost got. It is not a declaration of election result. Remember what I said? I said it's an event. It's an event, and that event, the date was placed and date was announced. Again, the RISEC chairman, when he went to Obiakpo local government for there to be an expose of the register of voters, to place it for people to come and look at their names. He went there and people did not come out. And I went to my ward where I voted during the last general elections. I did not see those names placed because we had about 22 polling units there at Sacred Heart Catholic Church. We didn't see those names. I checked in my name because I came back to Nigeria and I registered in that place. And I registered in the church because of the volatility of Nigerian nature of election. I said maybe when I register within the church, I may be safer. That was why I asked them which polling booth can I be safe. After hearing all the news about how elections are conducted in Rivers State, I registered there. And I went there, I didn't see any name placed. It's on record. Again, an election that was very free and fair, smooth, without police presence. And I asked a question: how can there be an opposition in an election that is not a contest? Election was not contested because when you have elections and politicians rub shoulder, it's because that is a contest. That is something people are vying for, and that is a free and a level playing ground. Where you know that okay, if I make an input, I could, win these particular elections. But in this particular case, Laurentia, believe you me, there was no opposition because there is no contest on ground. Then people have been selected and streamlined. Let me give you an example of that. What happened in Gokana? I had people on radio saying that people were going about their normal businesses. People went to the polling youth. In short, let me quote somebody, Baridi Giadom, who is a known voice on the radio in Rivers State, called into a radio show and said that as he is coming back from his polling unit as at 9:30 yesterday morning.
9:30 a.m.
yesterday morning, 9:30 a.m. And he is going back, and as he was coming, he saw people going to the market. And as he was talking now, he was going to the market. He also buy what is he's from Ogoni. I think I don't know where the yes, he's from Ogoni because he is already at home to cast his vote. So, and look at what happened in Eleme. The PDP chairmanship candidate, was kidnapped. A PDP chairmanship candidate on. If you doubt me, I will put it on record. Maybe when we go on break, you know how to play it. That the person said that he had 8 wards, and the materials were brought for only 4 wards to be distributed among the polling booths. And again, for his own stronghold, there was no material. That's an election. There was also in Eleme local government, where the councillorship candidate said that a chairman of the ward in APP was the person who was distributing the material, not RISEC personnel. Is also on record. I will give you to play if you doubt me, because I got it from a news reliable source that is domiciled in Rivers State here. They had men on the field, on the spot assessments. So these are what we saw yesterday. We also saw in cases that most of these polling units were in the residence of chairmen of APP candidates. That's where the election were going on. Many places that materials were shared, where they know that they don't have strong, they had strong opposition from Labour Party. What they did was there were reports of no result sheet to be entered. The result, people were not allowed. Okay, when did the elections even end? When was the accreditation? The research chairman that is saying that election was fair and fair, did they specify your media? If I goof, you bring me in. There was no time within this electioneering process that the RISEC came and told us how the process of accreditation, the time for voting, and the time for counting of vote, and when voting will elapse. There was no time ban. There was no time we saw people will be accredited and people will be vote. And I put it on notice and on record that I dare RISEC in Rivers State to tell us the number for which those who emerge, and the total number of Rivers voters that we have on the register, and total number of Rivers voters that turned out yesterday and voted. They said there was an election. Right. In my street, Laurentia, in my street was flooded for from about 3 kilometers. Youths were playing, but I voted during the general elections. The streets were empty. People went and voted. You know that my 1, my 2, my 3 is densely populated in Rivers State. There was no voting. People were playing on the streets. You know, we have a new road. Boys were enjoying their play because people stayed away for the fear of the unknown. The RISEC and the government of Rivers State failed to adhere to a wise counseling. You know that you have the popularity. Test your popularity, but allow those litigations to settle and let us go to the field. So if you ask me what happened yesterday was an event, what happened yesterday was a charade, what happened yesterday was an affront on the sensitivity of the voting populace of Rivers State that do not have an input in who will govern them in the grassroots, the most sensitive part of governance. And in my trade, there was no voting material that arrived around the UST main gate. I have it on a good authority. I have the facts, you know, laid out that I dare anybody that had to dispute it to come on air or to confront me and dispute it that the whole of that mitre axis with the voting population they had, that no RISEC presence was there. Then imagine what could happen in the hinterlands. In Emoha also we had on good authority of what happened. So this is what happened in the elections.
Hold on, Victor. You have your say now.
I need to correct some things he said here.
Go ahead.
You voted him. Okay, you went to observe in my 2. That was where you registered. I'm from my 1. I was in my 1 yesterday. I was at mile 2 yesterday. I was at mile 3 yesterday. The present mayor of Port Harcourt come tomorrow. He's from mile 3 there. I was there. I saw everything that happened. There was massive turnouts of voters. I'm trying to correct some stuff you said here. You said LMA or thereabout that they kidnapped the PDP
Labour Party. I didn't say PDP.
No, you said
PDP.
No. Okay, Labour Party.
No.
Labour Party.
That's a. We have been on the internet all through yesterday. I've been listening to radio stations. People can't just start coming out to start lying over things. Now you said selection of
You didn't actually clarify. You pointed out the person that was allegedly kidnapped yesterday. The person, but you did not react to it.
Okay. Now it was not on radio.
It was on radio. I will bring it. Don't worry. I will bring it out.
You can play. No issues. You can play.
I will bring
it was
it
not
out.
on radio. I didn't hear it on television, or I didn't see it on TV. Now you said that the whole thing they all selected the candidates. That there was no process in it. My younger brother was part of the persons that contested for the primaries. They have ways of
under which party?
Under APP.
What
primaries? He lost at the primaries.
What time did he? What time?
That was like
2
months ago or so.
Do you remember the month?
I can't really remember the month. No. But that's my younger brother, my blood brother. Parties have a way of selection. You can go by option A4. The leaders of the party can say, this is who we want, or they call some aspirants in an in-house thing.
It is their prerogative. But was it made open? My argument is that how did it filter around?
I'm telling you, people, not just people, family that contested under this whole thing. So let's not see because PDP didn't contest, because APC didn't contest, it's now a charade. It's now an event.
Now let me come in there.
Voters registers were pasted. Those what's it called? It was pasted on the wall.
Before you go ahead,
at least I was there. No, sorry.
Hold on. Before, with regards to the APP candidacy, before you go ahead.
Yes.
Yesterday I was on my show. I was on my live show. I connected to the elections in LMA local government, and I spoke with one of the executives of APP in LMA local government. I think his name goes by God's Power or something close to that. And he said he was at the polling, his ward, during the election, his unit. And I now asked him questions with regards to the litigation against the APP chairman and the 23 chairmanship candidates. And then I also brought in the fact that the APP South-South vice chairman had come out to say earlier that elections, APP conducted primaries in August. And that the results were not yet made public. It was a party thing. Now, that was August. And you said your brother contested
that was like 2 months ago or thereabout, yes.
So give or take, that was around that really August.
Yes, I think.
That was around that August. So the APP South-South vice chairman was correct when he said that APP conducted its primaries in August. Yes. Now, while that man was speaking, he said, the South-South vice chairman was speaking, he said, this current list of candidates, allegedly the candidates of the governor, that's the party is not aware of it.
They should produce their list.
Hold on.
You know, this
hold on.
They have
you will have your say. I'm just laying the background. Then I want you to react to it. That's why I'm bringing it out. Since your brother is part of APP, so I feel you will have a clearer picture. Yes. So he said that this list, that the APP is unaware of it. Now, fast forward to the litigation, the first litigation against APP chairman and Sunday Wokekoro and the 23 candidates. One of the things, I think was by Hart Badom. He was applying for reinstatement. He went to court to sue for reinstatement as the chairman, and he also questioned the authenticity of the 23 candidates being flaunted in these elections, being voted for in these elections. And he said that he questioned the time of their defection from PDP to APP, long after APP had their primaries. So can you expatiate more? You're not a member of APP, are you?
No, I'm not a member of APP.
Okay. So, but your brother is. I wish I can have a say with him, have a conversation with him one day. So, because I also need him to clarify.
Okay.
When I was asking the APP ESCO, LMA ESCO, he said that the candidates can come up, that the party can actually give waiver to candidates. So, it is on record that APP conducted their primaries in August. And these 23 candidates that recently defected were not part of that primary election. The question is, like the APP in LMS said, that the party can give waiver. I want to know, was there waiver given to these persons? Was there candidate substitution? It is a party law. It's a party constitution. But I need clarity on that.
I can't answer that.
All right?
Because I am not, like I said earlier, I am not a member of APP.
Okay.
I am not a member of APP. Now, all these things that you're seeing now, these litigations and counter litigations, it shouldn't be alien to us. Prior to this time, people thought it was Labour Party that these guys were going to contest from.
The rumor of APP has been there.
No, the rumor of Labour Party came in first.
When did it start? The Labour Party?
That was like July, when this whole crisis started.
When was APP?
Now, that was when they came up with, some persons took Hilda Dokubo, the present caretaker chairperson of Labour Party.
Of Labour
Party, yes.
He filtered around. Later, they saw pictures of the former Labour leaders, what's it called?
Governorship
candidate with Nyesom Wike.
Okay, you mean Utubo, Beatrice Utubo?
Yes, Beatrice Utubo. So, all those things, these things have been rumors. or it have been rumored from one point to another, oh, these people, they are going to this party, these people, they are going to this party. Nobody flaunted it. You understand me? None of these persons flaunted themselves as members of the party. Who knows if they must have maybe done their thing in secret or whatever. But the primaries, I can tell you for sure, was conducted
in August.
I think August. I can't.
So now that's the question. If it was conducted in August,
that's what I'm saying. I can't really place the time. That's what I'm saying. I can't place the time.
It was last month. It was not also recent.
I am not a member.
Well, I'm reminding you. You said 2 months ago. So I now reminded
I'm saying
you
2 months or thereabouts. You understand?
That was August.
Maybe August, June. I don't know. But that was when they conducted their primaries.
As at that time, the caretaker committee chairman.
They were still there. They are still caretaker committee chairman.
Hold on, that's not the thing. They have not yet defected to APP as at the time APP conducted its primaries.
Have you had any official defection from these people?
So what it's...
I'm asking because...
Now, doesn't that boil down to what Fine was saying?
Have you had anything like if there was a defection from these people?
Whether it was announced or not.
When? Because it's a party guideline. You must defect. You must write to.
But there was a directive.
You must write.
Brother, there was a clear directive in this River State.
All right.
There was a directive. We don't talk about. We are not talking about. That is why I say that all these things we are shrouded in secrecy. But there was a clear statement last week that there should be a defection and these people should contest. And that was when the governors started coming out
to them.
And the
PDP have not come out to say these persons haven't sent letter to us. The PDP have not challenged their candidacy in courts. They've not challenged them.
So no, they are not going to challenge their candidacy. You know why? They are not part. This governors camp are not part of the authentic PDP now. Who conducted the primary? Their candidacies. No, now there has been a revalidation in
and
PDP,
you know there was
and
a
also
order stopping that thing.
But
that exercise.
Which exercise?
Order. Stop. Now you don't want to take that one as an exercise, but you are trying to say what this other person.
There is what I want to put to you. There is what I want to put to you. Those Emeka led, Aaron-led leadership of PDP has also gone to court to stop anybody from reconducting the Congress in River State.
But there was an order before that time. There was an order which they flaunted.
Gentlemen,
they flaunted. They flaunted. It was even pasted on.
Victor, hold on, gentlemen. Now, before we move on to another story, I will need to take a short break. But before then, let me just break it down so that we have a simple conversation. Now, he brought up a very valid point. He said there was an order barring the conduct of that PDP Congress, and PDP flaunted that order and had their PDP Congress. Okay. And you're saying that Aaron Chukwemeka went ahead to court after that Congress to
I will say clear you about why they went ahead.
Don't interject, please. And went on to get a court order barring anybody from
conducting the election. Okay, removing them.
Don't interrupt, please. Barring anybody from removing them and from both the states to the ward, and also conducting another Congress in River State. That's on one hand. Now, Victor has brought up a salient point saying there was an order and PDP violated that order.
Can I clarify?
Now, no, you're not. Okay. I'm not asking you to clarify him. Now, on the other hand, there was also a court order barring INEC from releasing the voter register. And it wasn't just barring the INEC from the order said a recently updated certified voter register. However, INEC went ahead with the elections without RISEC went ahead, with the elections without vacating that order and without obeying the court order. And part of the judgment was that RISEC should update its procedure and conduct elections according to Electoral Act and procedure. And when you critically look at RISEC timetable, the procedures, everything RISEC has done has been shrouded in secrecy. That's on one hand. Because now we are looking at orders and counter orders. When you look at orders and counter orders, what is going on in Rivers State is constitutional infraction, both from the camp of the governor and others. Now, there have been orders that I don't even want to delve into that has not been obeyed. Now, you also raised a salient point, Victor, when you said that has PDP written to accuse these people of running for chairmanship positions without officially resigning from PDP. So far, PDP has not come out to claim them as their candidates for now. To the best of my knowledge, PDP has not come out to claim that they are still candidates or accuse them of anti-party. To the best of my knowledge, for now, PDP has not taken them to court. And we don't have access to PDP register to say they are not in PDP register or they are in PDP register. And secondly, there was a PDP Congress that was conducted. Question is, were they part of that Congress? Okay. Were they part of that validation exercise? If they were not, then their membership might be under question. So to a large extent,
not because they were only obeying court orders. Members? They were obeying. No, I'm not saying that. Like the governor said, he is a member of the PDP. He said it recently that he's angry because he is the greatest loser as far as this thing is concerned. Because his party,
the governor
is not participating. Now the governor
is not playing double standard.
You can't say he's playing double standard. He's not coming out to say I'm supporting APP.